Hey guys, today I'm going to walk you through how to make our sea turtle. Start with taking a look at everything in your kit. You want to separate your paints from your glue-on goodies. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to squeeze all of our paints onto our plate. So you're going to need a pair of scissors and just snip the corner of your paint pouches and just squeeze all the contents out, keeping the colors separate. When you get to the green, be careful, don't mix it. You want to keep it slightly two different colors. We're going to start with the light blue and work it all over the canvas. We want the water to be pretty light blue, so we're going to use quite a bit of white in our background as well. Normally I don't like to put water on the brush for the background, but dip your water in just a tiny bit, dip your brush in the water just to smooth it out, and that's just going to make our paint really easy to get a nice thin light coat. Once you get it nice and covered, we're just going to dip the brush in a little bit of green. I'm going to add a little bit to the water just to almost give it like a little bit of maybe seaweed or just little kind of green hues in the water. Just a touch, spread it out, and then you're going to dry it. Find your template, grab a pencil, line your turtle up, and give it a quick trace. All right, now we're going to cover the turtle green. Still, don't mix your green paints. You want to keep them separate on your plate somewhat. You can grab a little of each. Just at the very end, we're going to do like a darker accent. Once I'm getting to the shell, I'm going to add a little bit of blue and white into the paint, almost to make it a little like tealish. Cover it any color you want. Now I want to grab my darker color, and you're just going to kind of give the turtle shell a little bit of lines with that darker color. Do a little blue eyelid, and you're going to give it a dry. I had some thicker spots, so I just like to smooth those out with my finger. Otherwise, it's going to take a really long time for it to dry. And get your glue. The first thing we're going to do, wash your brush, dry it off, and then give a nice thin coat on his face. I'm going to leave a circle around where I'm going to put the eye so I don't get sand underneath the eye. I'm not going to do the whole head. You do whatever you want. I'm just going to do a little by the mouth. I do want to do the flippers. Just get a nice thin coat all over. Then you're going to open your sand and just gently sprinkle a little bit all around. If you accidentally dump it all out in one spot, that's fine. You'll just shake your board around till it smooths all over. You can also pick up any extra and add it on again, but you're going to shake the extra off. I want a nice thick blob of glue, and you're going to put all over to decorate your darker lines that you just made. Going to grab your bag of blue-green rocks and fill it in. I'm going to actually leave the extra on just to dry for a little bit while I add the eye. Go ahead and add your shells. Just make sure you get a good dab of glue so that the shells, at least one good part of the shell, you want it to stick to that glue. You can even lift it up to check. Yep, that's got good glue on it. All right, I'm just going to kind of clean up the little areas where the rocks went in the middle, because we're going to put our last glue on there. Gently tip it so they fall. Get a good little coat in between each little opening. And I'm going to dump this in my hand and sprinkle it, just that way I can get it right where I want it. Remember, always give it like a little pat down once you put it into the glue. That way it'll help the glue grab onto it. All right, I'm just gonna kind of take some of the glue off of my brush. I'm gonna use the back of my brush to dip into my white paint. And I'm gonna make some bubbles. Dab this little eye. Let's make bubbles all on. You kind of wiggle the brush around, you get a larger one, just barely tap, you get a little small bubble. There you go. Just leave it flat to dry so those rocks will continue to just grab onto that glue. And there's our sea turtle. Thanks, guys.